There's got to be an outlet
This is CJ
somewhere.
with Minneapolis' Adrienne Foreman Jones. She is former heavyweight boxing champion George Foreman's first wife and one of the Twin Cities' great talkers, as you will see when she engages in some reminiscing with me.
Where did you meet George Foreman?
On a blind date, and it was August 29, 1970. A guy friend of mine came by my house and he said, "Look at this guy, this boxer George Foreman's in town, and we want somebody to kind of go out with all of us, go out with him, and you don't have to do nothing." And I said, "Oh, okay, I'll go." And the boyfriend I had he wasn't nobody, and he said, "Dude, I asked you if you got a man, just tell him you got a man named Mr. Wonderful." So there they took me there. I've got the picture of that first date. I've got the picture still.
How many years were you all married?
3. He says we didn't last long, but he always said we should have been friends. He hurt me, he broke my heart, CJ. He broke my heart. And because I thought I was going to be married forever because I came from a divorced home. But I forgave him somewhere in there, and I think he just wanted to get out there and play. He had become heavyweight champion. He didn't want to be married. He didn't want no contract on anyone. Really wanted to have one on him. And he wanted to be free. But then, 3 years later, will you marry me again?
He came back to you and asked you to marry him again?
I'm telling you the truth. And I said, "Are you kidding?" Because I know he divorced me again. He even got on the phone with one of my friends. He said, "You know, Adrienne, I asked her to marry me and she told me no." You know, I was a little bit more independent now because of the divorce. But I knew what he would do to me. So he ended up, I was his first wife, he's on his 4th.
How have you managed to have a good second marriage and also be friendly with your husband from your first marriage?
I know, that's deep, isn't it? The man I'm married to now is a little bit more introverted than me. He's very laid back. George and I've had our wars. I think we fought wars, for all these years. But we truly are friends. If I'm having problems with my daughter, I'll call him. Since I'm, a little bit older than him and his wife's 17 years younger than him, I told him about getting his knee done, replacing the knee. I even sent him the x-rays of my knee because his knees were really going out, really giving him a hard time. So that's the kind of friend we have. I think it's very spiritual, our friendship now.
What's your favorite memory of him interacting with Ali?
Did I ever tell you that story?
Probably.
We were in Texas, that's where his family is, and he heard Ali was boxing. This is after Ali's comeback, was fighting Jimmy Ellis over at the Astrodome. So he said, let's go over there. And I was in my little afro, probably weighed almost 100 pounds less than I do now, my little afro, little Empire waist dress, and we went to the hotel, Astrodome Hotel. And he said, "Just stay right here, I'll be right back." But here comes Ali with people just around him, and he kind of glanced over there. And then I just looked at him and just kept standing there. Pretty soon here he comes with George. George said, "Ali, I want you to meet my wife, Adrienne." We were just dating. And Ali said, "What you want with him when you can have the real champ?" CJ, he laughs about it to this day. No words came out of my mouth. I couldn't speak. I couldn't say, "Nice to meet you. How do you do?" I was just standing there like this. So he's chasing us out of the hotel because George had a tank top on. "Come back here, Tarzan." And we're running through the hotel. They're snapping pictures. I wish I could see them. But that was my meeting with Muhammad Ali.
Now, speechless is not something that's usually in the same sentence with Adrienne Foreman Jones.
I was dead in there. There was nothing coming out of my mouth. So we got back to his mom's house, and he said, "Oh, Adrienne was so scared she couldn't even talk. All I could do is stand there. No words. I was lost. I was lost for a few minutes."
So was it his aura? Was it his good looks? What was it?
Gorgeous. He was 14 karat gold color. He was something else. But I thought I had the man that was something else as well.
You would have let him name all your sons George?
Probably. I probably would have gave him a time, but I probably would have gave in and done what he wanted. But my daughter, I was going to name her Georgiana. I had a friend of mine who was married to a professional athlete in Detroit. Her name was Georgiana. We called her Georgie. She was Charlie Sanders' wife. But he didn't want me to do that. So I got mad when all these kids got George in their name, even the girls.
You'd rather be with a man without money than a man with money?
Yep. I would, because the one with money, it's like you do my thing and I do my thing. You know, the salt prayer.
Yeah.
Yep. So I said no. Sometimes it's better because I'm respected, I think, more.
Patrick Royce says athletes are as faithful as their options, and they have a lot of options. Do you agree with that?
Yes, I do. Well, George told me that while we were dating, we dated 18 months before we married, that he never touched another woman, and that he had a sexual relationship 3 weeks after we were married. You know, all of a sudden he grew up on me, he grew up on his trainer. All of a sudden he wanted to be in charge of his life. I think their options are to say no, but they don't do that when they're young like that.
Does your husband know that you still like to look at men?
I don't know. He doesn't pay any attention, I think. Oh, I'll say it to him. We're watching television. I say, "Ooh, he is fine." Now, he probably wouldn't do that to me, but I know what he likes. I know his type. And I'm remarked like that. You never stop looking. You really never. I'm going to tell you that right now. You never stop looking.